Who am I?
I'm breathing through.
Whoa.
Whoa, who are you?
Who am I? This is like... I've spent many days in retreat contemplating that question, and I don't think the answer can be found.
I studied and learned for a purpose, my dear.
Wow. Wow.
Would they approve my message? Would they?
When I foolishly let you know that you remember what you said.
Wow, wow, wow. Wow, wow. We all have these life experiences that shape us and make us into who we are. In this series, I seek out people who are also expressing themselves in a creative way and have similar ideologies to myself. Today I connected with Dani, who's a tattoo artist, and I'm thankful for the chats that we had. I'm Feller Pine, and this is Finding People.
Who am I? Okay, I'm Dani. I am a Newfoundlander. I reside in different places in Newfoundland. I can be reached at Handpokedbydani on Instagram and handpokedtattoosbydani at gmail.com. And I have a website, www.danicreative.ca. Well, actually, when I was little, like 12 years old, or maybe even younger than that, I saw my mom and my brother get their first tattoos, and then I was asking him a bunch of questions, the tattoo artist, a bunch of questions about how do you become a tattoo artist and all that sort of thing. And yeah, it kind of, the way that an apprenticeship was explained to me at the time, it almost seemed like it was impossible. I was like, well, how am I supposed to pay for an apprenticeship and all that sort of thing? Because the way that it was explained to me was not actually accurate, I suppose. So it was always something that was in my head. And then when I was studying in university and I realized that I wasn't really the academic type and I wanted to just see what else kind of happened, I came across tattooing again and started hand poking myself and just knew I wanted to do it.
What are your inspirations?
My inspirations, like tattoo wise, or?
I guess just what's inspired you to do what you're doing?
Honestly, a huge inspiration for me is just like the way that it makes me feel. Like that's what drives me to do what I do, and I don't know if I would be able to do it any other way now. Like, I don't know, to create for a living and to make art for people and with people and all the freedom that comes with working for myself and that sort of thing. I don't know, it just makes me feel good and I wouldn't be able to do it any other way.
Fair enough.
What keeps me motivated is the one-to-one aspect of working, like working one-on-one with another person. There is like a connection that's happening, and there's a lot of different stories and things that are shared during a tattoo appointment, and that it feels nice to have that like open space where people can share, so it's motivating to continue, and I mean, it just feels good to create. Oh, the biggest challenge is definitely my body. It's really hard on my body to kind of hunch and find myself in these awkward positions for a while. So keeping up with whether it's like a gym routine or a yoga practice or going to chiro, massage therapy, all that sort of thing is necessary for this work, because I wouldn't be able to put my body in these positions for as long as I do without it. Yeah, we don't have any tattoo supply people here, but ordering is not that bad. Like I just order everything online, and as long as I'm on top of it, it's okay, you know? So that's, yeah. So it's not too much of an inconvenience. Well, I think for me, tattooing has always been obviously a form of expression, but it's also just a way of like memorializing something, like whether it's a story, a person, a place, an experience, or anything. Like I have tattoos that I don't necessarily love anymore, but at one point in my life that was something that was like either something that I wanted, or there was a reason that I put it on my body, and so it marks that kind of chapter in my life. So many different people get tattoos for different reasons, or whether it's like a decorative thing or to remind them of something or someone or whatever. So the whole aspect of spirituality for me, that kind of happened organically as well. I had a physical yoga practice or asana practice for a long time, but that was kind of what it was. Like it was more of like an exercise based thing. But I think naturally through practicing that, whether one realizes it or not, through getting open to other parts of life, and yeah, I guess just being so tired of my mind and the things that were my mind was saying, and even just like the big emotions that would come up in my body and how to be with that. And it just seemed like although spirituality could be very woo-woo in a sense and seem really far out in many ways, it was also like a pretty practical and grounded way for me to like experience what's happening like inside me. And yeah, through that, like the development of like self-awareness and all of that just keeps me going, I guess. Yeah. So why tattooing? It just fascinated me. I thought it was really cool to see people marking their skin like permanently. And why hand poking is, that was just the method that I got introduced to, and I had tried to use a machine, but it didn't seem to have that organic feeling to it. I like to look at the machine versus hand poking, like we often hear the terms of masculine and feminine, or like solar and lunar energies. So the hand poking is a little bit more relaxed. It's like a calmer environment. There's no noise happening. It's easier to get delicate and intricate line work. But then with the machine, it's a little bit more aggressive. It's a little bit more bold. There's a lot more noise to it. So even like the anxiety that just hearing the machine can cause. So I prefer the softer, more relaxed approach to tattooing as opposed to, the machine, for me personally. Yeah, for the chakras, like, they are like energy centers in the body. And I don't even know if we can necessarily fully comprehend with our current limited perception of what they actually are. and yogic philosophy and all this. Like, we hear of the different themes and tendencies of these particular energy centers and what it means to like live from a specific center. Like the bottom three, my understanding is that the bottom three, there's Muladhara, Svadhisthana, and Manipura. And those are kind of like this material world and how we react, respond, behave in this material world. And then Anahata is the heart chakra. It's in the center, and it's almost the transition from the material into the like transcendent. And then it's Vishuddha, Ajna, and Sahasrara. And those are, yeah, more abstract than my perception can quite understand right now, but someone kind of explained it like a cross to me. Like, this is the material, like the bottom three are the material, and the top three are like the transcendent, and then the center is like Anahata, and that's the heart center. And that's kind of the space where I want to move from. And a lot of teachers, I feel connected to the heart-focused teachers. But yeah, so the importance of the chakras, it's really hard to pinpoint because of my limited understanding of them. But I do know, based on what I've learned, that I would like to live from this space.